Fast talks in a quiet tone about living life, feeling I'm out of zone. Mental health, family, everyday stress. No hype, no hope, push, no fake success. Parents and kids, when words don't land. A home.
A quiet place to live the day's air. Mood and small misalignment, a gentle reminder that your everyday life is not alone. Firstly, I've watched some videos of idol playing games a few times, but I don't really get what's good about them. When I was a kid, I thought games were fun, but I was playing different games from the other kids. I don't just follow what everyone else was doing. I was wondering if I should tell my parent they can sit down starting today. When I try to send a complaint letter to the religion I used to be in, they refused for some unclear reason. So I've been making them stand all day. Lately, I've been anxious about the future and I'm angry that they made me feel this way. So I'll keep them standing for a while. When I watched videos of the department store next to the station, I start thinking how fun life might have been if I had gone to university, but I still watch them. And then I feel sad. I imagine the life I could have, and it hurt. I can't figure out what makes my show unique. So I'm stuck on the title. My show isn't psychology. It's just me talking about the thing I get stuck on or confused about because of my developmental trait. It's about the weird way I think and the things that were hard in my life. I thought it was good to talk about my daily confusion and worry on my podcast like I did on my blog. But I realized my blog was mostly about the developmental trait and the problem they caused. At first, I wanted people to know my tough life, so I wrote my developmental disability and the things I couldn't understand and psychology. Philosophy. After starting on the podcast, I struggled with that and switched to the personal stories and trauma and then to talking about what happened that day. It took me a long time to reach the current style. I don't know why I'm talking about my struggles anymore. It doesn't have to be only problems. But I kept focusing on them for some reason. I talk about daily confusion and problems caused by my trait, but I'm not talking about developmental disability itself. I don't know if it's fits the neurodivergent genre. If I put developmental disability or neurodivergent in the title, it sounds like a show about developmental disability. I'm not talking about that, but my worldview comes from it. Overseas, neurodivergent is a cultural word meaning someone who sees the world differently. More accurately, it means some whose difference come from neurological trait. The definition is messy. I first thought about putting developmental disability or depression in the description, but it felt wrong. I found the word neurodivergent, but it was too complicated. I worried that if I don't talk about traits, people won't listen. Since the show is about small daily things, I think about society, people, and myself. I don't really talk about philosophy. Maybe it's essential. I want people to know that some people live with this kind of pain, or that developmental trait come with a strange sense, way of thinking and daily struggles, and that there are things in the world I can't understand. I want a title that doesn't make it sound like just a nihilistic struggle story or just daily hardship. I want people to know there are people with this kind of usual perception. I want people to be interested in me. I don't want them to learn about developmental disability. I don't want them to learn about society. I want them to know my struggles and my way of seeing things. I realize I'm doing this because I strongly want to be understood. I spent about 4 hours at night thinking about the title. When I get absorbed, I lose track of time. When I watch the Olympics, I always get bored on the 10th days. I get excited easily and lose interest easily. Because I'm a perfectionist, I either write down everything I think or write nothing. I keep wondering how much I should write for my podcast script and whether I should save it. When the seasons change, I get confused about how to use the heater. Lately, it gets too hot, so it's hard when I'm in my room or sleeping. My parent doesn't keep promise, so I make them stand. But I worry maybe that's why they turn the heater up too much. At a funeral, I imagined saying that person glared at me, glared at me, because then people would understand why I was upset. I feel bad about it. In the end, the title might not be that different from the current one, and I don't know why I wanted to change it. I realize I don't know who I want to listen to the podcast or for what purpose. It's not psychological life philosophy. It's about the weird parts of me and the struggles they cause. It's not introspection, but it's not like I have some dramatic trouble story either. It's not just a weird story. I got angry when I heard my parent was listening to the radio. They haven't kept a promise for 10 years, and seeing them react makes me mad. Even during meals or when watching videos, my parent stand and falls asleep, and they are almost far over. So I tell them to stop or start the video. There was a video I never rewound because I went wrong. When I rewound it became a superstition. But today I rewound it, and now I'm anxious and unsettled. When I sleep, I sometimes write down thousand plays, and today when I sat down in the afternoon, that spot hurt like hell. I've been suffering for a long time. I stayed up all night thinking about the title, so I feel sick. I try to watch videos, but couldn't focus, and even during meals, my stomach hurt. When I listen to music, I can tell when something is just trying to be clever, or when a developmental is amazing. I don't know if my sense is correct, but I trust my own taste completely. I imagined an important person telling an idol, "You are good as you are, but don't try too hard to protect yourself." When I went to karaoke with a friend, I ordered the wrong thing, and my friend told me I could eat their fries. I wondered why they said that. Maybe he felt sorry for me. I don't wanna use the word neurodivergent in my podcast, but if people don't know that, they might think my weird habit or struggles are just pointless stories. I'm diagnosed with a developmental disability, but I still feel different from other with it. I used to want to express myself, but I gave up because I'm too different from people. Like when I try to think about title, I think Italy is underrated. So for opera and food. So when I watched the Olympic closing ceremony, I was impressed again. I smelled wine, but it turned out to be steak. I was impressed that they have something in common. I know it's impossible to describe my show in one word, but I keep obsessively searching for it. When my parent went to the bathroom near the end of the meal, I didn't know when to go to the kitchen, and I got anxious and my stomach hurt. I heard someone on the podcast say they got gastroenteritis from something small, so I guess some people are like that. I'm easily affected by teeny things. I had grotesque thing kids said when I was little, and I still don't understand adults who say they casually. I think they don't respect human dignity. I think strong people are those who can keep going while accepting that success or failure doesn't change much. People who say success or failure doesn't matter and actually weak. I feel uncomfortable being grouped and developmental disability. I want a title that shows I have a painful life, strong perfectionism, strong obsession, bad luck, and struggles, but I can't find one. I'm not exactly developmental disability, not exactly anything. I wanna emphasize that I'm lonely and not understand that I don't belong anywhere. I decided to tell my parents they can sit, but I still can't forgive them for refusing to send the letter. Where if my right taken, I can't leave the house. When I said, you took my right, so I'll do the same. They made excuse. I said, I can't get you to send the letter, no matter how much I try. But you get to make excuse and go to the dentist must be nice. I was unsure about putting developmental disability in the title. It's only one side of me. I don't know how to describe myself. Maybe overthinking is my trait. I don't know if I should call myself nihilistic or realistic. I don't want people to think I'm just empty. I heard it's better divide your attention a bit to focus, but I can focus when the usual stimulation. Maybe I'm very sensitive to change. When I listen to America podcast, I feel like America are used to stronger stimulation than Japanese people. Same with blue cake. Sometimes I hear people say, just do this and things will get better. But I think it will just be plus minus zero. And there are good sides, but also problems. I don't understand people who believe it's absolutely right. I looked at the clock and it was slow. Next, I looked at the clock and it was slow. But I was imagining a clock from years ago. Strange things like that happen sometimes. I was unsure whether to talk about philosophy in the podcast or cartoon. I wanted to change how I practice English pronunciation. I sometimes overthink efficiency. I ended up changing it, but I felt frustrated because I had a good method and app. I had trouble during podcast recording and lost everything. I was shocked. I had just started recording up again. After that, I got confused about the structure of the show. I found a good method, but have to throw it away. I messed up my note taking. Changing how I take a note made everything harder. This morning, because of something I said, my parents didn't use the heater much and got cold. I didn't tell them not to use it, but they probably felt guilty. My mom always does things halfway. She'll relax and start using the heater again, and that annoys me. I've been stressed about the title and got sick and had stomach pain. I'm sleep deprived and tired. I don't know why I obsessed over it so much. There were so important things. I imagine an idol parent saying, "You are in such an influential group, so people will criticize you for small things." I often imagine that if I had been more energetic in high school, things would be better. Something went wrong with my podcast upload, but I felt realized for some reason. I forgot why I felt relieved, and it was hard to remember. I often forget important things and struggle to recall them. Most people probably wouldn't even try to remember such thing. Because I'm a perfectionist, I worried about the English answer and thought about it for a minute. After wasting time, I try hard to make up for it. But when I finally have free time, I don't know what to do and feel bad. This had happened many times. When I desperately try to make up for lost time, I suddenly snap out of it. I can't choose a title because I don't know who I want to reach. I wonder if I have to use developmental disability so even employed people can listen without hesitation. A doctor once told me that if my parent had come to the hospital a week later, they might go blind. This illness is common in older people. I imagined living with the fear after 60 and felt awful. I don't wanna live long. When you get old, your eyes and ears get worse. Imagining that is painful. I once imagined that fans reflect idols, and the kind of fans you have shows what kind of group you are. When I had idol said the exact same thing, and was shocked. I think there are many kind of life difficulty. So I feel like I have to put that in the title, but I don't know which word to use. There are many types of life difficulty. Work, school, family, illness, philosophy, personality. I don't know why, but life is just hard. I don't know if it's because of development trait, nihilism or something else. I don't know if the show should be for people with all direction discomfort, or for people with a specific type. I have a strong attachment to being classified. I don't wanna lean free into developmental disability. I don't wanna call it illness. I don't wanna say it's personality. I don't wanna fit any genre. It's not just life difficulty. The comfort with being categorized is strong. Not having a category to explain myself is a source of my loneliness. I feel outside all frameworks, developmental disability, illness, personality, philosophy, non-fit. Using any label feel wrong. I can follow the usual life story, narrative, positive, reframing, or success stories feel far away. I can't define myself, so I can't explain myself. When I try, I get too detailed and communication break. My show might not be wanted by any type of person with life struggles. When several people give speech one by one, I can match their energy. I'm too different. If I did that, I'd feel sick, but maybe I could tired speaking with the same energy in a sarcastic way. Maybe I should have that kind of flexibility. I was confused all afternoon about the podcast structure. I thought it had it and couldn't focus on anything. I was frustrated. But then I realized I was just watching videos I don't even need to watch. I liked hearing the baseball player clearly state his opinions against Ichiro's opinion. It was rare and realistic, and it felt good. People feel pleasure when they see attractive people eat good food. It's it's instinct. It's instinct, but many people don't notice. And human season food, unlike other animals, which is interesting. I struggled with how to express the feeling of being out of sync, more than developmental disability. I was unsure whether the title should sound like daily life stories or something for specialists. I, I didn't know how to show its raw daily life SEO wise. Audits alone leans to, toward toward medical or parent audience. I wonder if I should reflect the nameless discomfort in the title. I hate things like team sports when you don't know who made you win. I looked it up and focused out. Intros made by arrangers. I think intros are important, so it shocked me. I hate things. I hate things that are unclear like that. Next corner is Hikimeshi. Yesterday I had daikon and satsumage. It's made fish. Paste fish is made from paste fish, and it's good taste, but it's oily. And day before yesterday, I had pork katsu and egg. It was good taste. Thank you for listening. Please follow this program. Thank you.